Welcome everyone to a Wednesday Newsday special edition with my man Sinzar. What's up?
How's it going?
That's going pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm still really sad about the fact that I missed a What's Up opportunity that you actually did on a couple of episodes ago, and commenters made me aware of it. So that sucked.
There's always a second chance.
Yeah, let's hope there's gonna be more. Yeah. Okay, so what's this banner about? Like, did we know what was coming in advance? Did we was this expected?
It was pretty expected. In JP, this was the very next banner, so kind of expected.
All right, makes sense. So it's actually the Final Fantasy 1 banner or Final Fantasy No Number banner, actually, and it's Fledgling Warrior and Marilith.
Yep. These units, they're pretty good. I feel like this week is a lot better
This is
than
surprising
last week.
because usually you say like, oh, these units suck more than a toothless donkey. But like today it's more like, okay, these are good units actually. So there's something to be excited about.
Well, let's not go too far. They're decent units, but you still shouldn't pull for them.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, but at least better than maybe what it usually is. So here's my problem. So Fledgling Warrior turns into the Warrior of Light in his Brave Shift and is a physical tank in both of these forms. Now, Cesar, don't we have enough physical tanks?
Yeah, that's kind of the big problem right here is while he is a good physical tank and he does bring, one or two unique things to the party, it's just like we've got so many physical tanks and the unique things he does just, I feel, don't justify, like, I'm not even sure what the pity is, but like 30 to 40K to get him.
Right.
So, yeah, that's kind of the problem here.
Absolutely. I mean, but okay, but let's give him the benefit of a doubt. So what are his unique things? Like what can this guy do?
Probably the biggest thing that people are going to talk about is he has the ability to boost the modifiers for Limit Burst for the entire party. So it's kind of like Tyvis's STMR, but for the whole party. And this
does it stack with Tyvis's STMR?
Yes, it does. And it also includes mages, so you can boost magical LBs as well with Warrior of Light. So it's pretty neat.
That's like if you get to bring a tank, that can be very powerful for your burst team, of course. If you need to bring a physical tank, right?
Yes. Yeah, see, but that's the thing where I'd kind of sort of like to get him myself. I'm not going to pull for him because it's just too expensive. But like if I got him one day off ban, I'd be pretty happy because on a fight, basically Clash of Wills, because the future trials from JP are all magical tanks, of course.
Damn it.
But on Clash of Wills, if you're using a physical tank, he can add some damage with his LB booster because it'll apply twice on Sky because she has the double hit LB.
Right.
It'll. Who else even uses LBs in Clash? Oh, I guess Esther. It'd be good for her. So yeah, it could be decent. That being said, I'd probably honestly still end up bringing something like Esther or Chow or Maeve just because they can morale fill, and filling morale has been a big problem in recent Clash of Wills.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
I was thinking to myself, like, there are better options for Cow if you need a physical tank, and that also can compensate for the damage that he could bring by increasing everyone's LBs. But do you see yourself ever bringing a Warrior of Light to a DV team?
Not really, because I'd have to math it out, I guess. But maybe if you're using like 5 Limit Burst units, and you have to only use one extra to chain. Okay, so if you're using 5 Limit Burst units, and he applies 30 XMI to 5 units, is that worth a party slot, or should you just bring another DPS?
Right.
That's a question I don't know the answer to. It would require mapping it out. But I'm leaning towards saying it's probably not worth bringing him because that's only like 150x modifier, and even like the bad LB units like Dorgan do 300x baseline. So
right. You could be bringing like one of the elemental breakers instead, and they might they might pull more.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I guess like I'm gonna assume he's really tanky though, right? Like otherwise there would be no point to this.
Oh yeah, as far as tanking, he's fine. The free tank Runda is better. So as far as just bulk goes, Runda's a lot better, but Runda's support kit is pretty minimal other than his extremely high mitigations.
Right. But so can you tell me a bit about his two forms? So he does like both forms are physical tanks. So is there like a cool mechanic going on here? Is it like
Uh,
Behemi where he becomes an offensive support in one form and defensive in the other, or?
Not really. It's a trance shift, so it's limited duration. So it's
Oh.
basically you've got physical tank and better physical tank, which is limited duration.
Ah, okay, okay. So it's kind of like, okay, now the big damage comes, so you kind of want to shift. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, interesting, interesting. I mean, pretty cool niche, honestly. Like, I like the fact that he can make your party stronger. Maybe won't math out to be the optimal play, but still also pretty cool for all people that are Warrior of Light fans. I mean, Warrior of Light has a long history of being a really good unit in FFBE, starting from
Hmm.
his 4-star to like all the way up until now. So I guess, yeah, he has
Yeah,
fans.
yeah, and I guess I should mention as well. His STMR is amazing for tanks. It's easily the best tank chest in the game,
Yeah, it's like flat 500 defense, right?
and 100% HP.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
really
good.
really strong, and then good flat stats like on the armor itself as well. So it is really good.
Mm.
Yeah, so you'd probably just be happy of picking up one wall just to have this armor to put on
Oh,
anyone
and,
physically tanking.
and and like Resonant mentions, it has attack power on it as well. So you could also use this on like Esther, who's like doing both roles at once.
Oh, good point. This could actually maybe be a really good gear slot for her if you need her to do both on a cow.
Hmm.
All right, so let's go to Marilith, the sexy snake lady. So listen, this snake lady, I have the same problem with her as I have with mermaids, as in I do not understand how she um fucks. I cannot think of a better word. Like, because she has a snake lower body, right?
Uh, I know snakes lay eggs, so I don't think they do actually, but I'm not a biologist, so I really don't know the inner workings of how snakes mate.
Yeah, hold on. Snakes have to lay eggs, right? Like, yeah, they're lizards.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like somebody in chat has to know. Like, let us know if you know how. Like, have you seen two snakes have sex? Yes, no. I bet somebody in the fucking chat has seen a snake have sex. Like, see, they have sex in a pile. Okay, that sounds interesting. I'm going to Google this after the episode, but I think we should finish this up.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Going back. So she seems to have a lot of arms and swords, but she's a mage. So there's that, I guess. What can you tell me about her?
Yeah, so obviously a JP unit, you're not going to use them in Clash of Wills. You're not really going to use them outside of Dark Visions because it's a bunch of setup for not that great burst. But for Dark Visions on a magical firefight, she's pretty good in conjunction with Vivi. So you combine her with Vivi and
Oh,
Steiner, and the three of them go together to form Voltron, and you do really high fire damage.
really?
So the
Wait.
way
So is her like niche the same as Vivi's in that she abuses reflect, or?
No, she powers up Vivi. So she powers up Vivi, and then Vivi uses Steiner to reflect. So it's a 3-unit combo.
Oh, so she buffs. Okay, but I mean, that was pretty hilarious though. Bringing these three units to form Voltron, that sounds amazing, actually.
Yeah,
Holy shit, now I hope I pull her because I love Vivi.
yeah. She adds a 200x modifier to Fyra, which Vivi can then reflect and then get multiplied a whole bunch of times. So it's pretty good.
Oh,
Okay,
cool. Very cool. But
well,
does she do something on the damage turn as well, or is she like just?
um, uh, on the damage turn, she cannot use Fire, which is modifier boost, because it's AoE, and Vivi is specifically coded to not have the AoE bug. He had a custom fix from JP.
Oh,
Everyone else gets the AoE bug, so she cannot use Fire. She can in the future, in the distant future, but they did fix the AoE bug for everyone, so at that point she'll get better. But as of today, she has to use her SLB on the kill turn because that will not get canceled. But her SLB is a 300x modifier, so it's not terrible.
oh, but
It's
that's
fine.
nice. I mean,
Yeah,
that
it's
sounds
okay.
pretty nice. That sounds pretty
It's
nice.
okay. Yeah. So she buffs Fire for VV. She does the SLB. Steiner is the reflect. And if you divide their combined damage by 3, because it is using 3 party slots to get this, and Steiner's obviously adding 0.
Right.
Um, it's still less damage than Dark Rain, in a
Oh,
single unit. So it's not like super meta tier or anything, but it's good. It's up there, and because we have just very very limited magical options, If you pull Marilith, she will absolutely help you on the Dark Bird of the current Dark Visions.
Yeah, and I mean, like, hey, one good thing, sure, they're maybe clocking in a bit below Rain, but also Vivi fucking clears the chain mission on his own, so there's that.
Oh yeah, for players that like to do turn 1 Dark Vision clears and use Steiner with the new Vision card to start with a full LB and just blow it up on turn 1. She can also do her mod buff on turn 1. So yeah, that'll make your turn 1 Dark Visions lazy clears significantly stronger.
Huh. Okay, that's cool actually. That is pretty cool. And she does have a cool sprite, like it's just a bit weird that she has so many arms and swords. You'd think like she's a really good swordswoman, but she's actually a mage.
Mm. And unfortunately, the STMR is one-handed. It is the best magical sword in the game for one-handers, but the problem is we're like very, very close to magical variants. It should be coming within like the next month-ish,
right,
at the most, and it's one-handed. And at that point, as soon as we get that patch, all the one-handed mage weapons go out the door. We just use two-handers.
Does magical variants also apply to evoke damage?
Yes, it does.
So like
same thing.
Terra gets fucked then, because like what the fuck? Like how are you gonna gear her?
Terra would either use a two-handed rod or Frievia's STMR for a two-handed sword. Also, from the Final Fantasy X event, the Evokers will actually be using Seymour's STMR, which is a two-handed Evoker staff, which is technically made for Yuna, but you can also use it on like Terra.
And we have not had this event, right? I haven't missed and slipped on this.
No, that one should be coming in like 6 weeks. So it's still a little further away. Yeah, the magical variants change in JP. It was like a gradual thing that they slowly added more weapons, more options, etc. to make it like, on day one. I said you can throw all your mage weapons on day one. Most players are not, because they're not going to have all the very limited ST-bar options for two-handers. But on JP, pretty much every week these days, they're adding a new free two-handed mage weapon to kind of like transition all the players into two-handed mages, because one-handers are just obsolete at this point.
Okay, interesting. All right, yeah, that's a shame, because like as you said, it has very good flat magic on it, but yeah, you're not going to be using it much. I can't even think of a mage that would use it today, really, because like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe Louise, if she's on a team with Frevia. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. God damn it, I wish I pulled Frevia. I'm really missing that. Okay, but so that's a pretty cool niche. Like, okay, it's two interesting units though. I'm definitely more excited for this week than last week. I can tell you that much. Like, I feel a little bit bad about missing Newsday last week, but also not really, because it was fucking Mont.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said last week in my own video. Is we've got Mont and he's like okay, and like a week later we've got his upgrade. So don't go for Mont.
Right. Yeah, I bet all of you that pulled for Mont feel like idiots now, Shadow. Although, I think Shadow just goes through life feeling like an idiot, like in general. I think that's his normal state.
If the unit is a fan of yours, it's okay. I did pull for Kuja in the JP server, even though he turned out not that great.
Absolutely. I fully agree. I back that 1000%. You should only pull for units you like and never for meta. That's my feeling, at least. Makes the game more fun. Mm-hmm. Okay, so do these two share cards? No, they don't. So they have their own cards. So Warrior of Light seems to have a tank card. Seems to be pretty decent, right?
Good. Yeah, it's decent. This card and the Mont's card, they're both fine.
Yeah. And then Marilith has a magic card with 100 base magic. Really?
Yeah, it's the same as like Renoa's card. It's the same as all the series cards that started with, I forget who started, but at this point, all the series cards have 500 flat stats for that series only. Yeah, it's the same thing for the rest.
So, do we have any other Final Fantasy 1 units other than Warrior of Light and Marilith?
We're also getting Garland upgraded to Neovision's Awakening.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that, because that's a great segue into the event, the Old Chaos Shrine, where we're getting Garland, right? So Immortal Knight Garland, I should specify.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you players that sold your old one or missed the original event, you are out of luck.
Really?
No,
so
I'm kidding.
Okay,
I'm kidding. You get a new one.
Okay, so basically, and I guess like he's EX3 free, right?
Yes, if you do the entire event, farm it all, you'll get EX3.
Okay, so no win. Well, I guess like you get to farm less if you already have one, right?
Not really, because these event units that are special upgrades, you cannot shard the old one. So the old one cannot be sharded to like get it sooner.
No, but maybe that can be upgraded, so you can shard the new one.
Well, no, you can't shard the unit, period. Like Garland has a flag.
Oh, you can't shard the unit.
Shard
Oh, okay, yeah. Ah, okay, I get it. All right.
Yeah, so same thing as like Wolf Adele, etc.
So, is he good?
I mean, he's not terrible. He's basically like, he takes like 6 turns to set up and do burst, and he does, his LB is a 270x LB. So not really. Like, it's like a worse version of Squall and Titus. Like, he's okay, but we just got Squall, we got Titus a few months ago.
Yeah, and I mean, does he get the same amount of crazy stats like those two?
No, not at all. Not at all. No.
Then it's really difficult to include him, I guess. Although I'm gonna say Sprite is cool. Sprite, I mean, the Immortal Knight Garland was cool to begin with, but like it looks nice. It looks nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, other than his long setup LB, his regular skills are pretty trash. He's basically just going to be a free bonus unit, and you'll never use him again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that's fine too. Free bonus units are nice. That's it's not all bad. We're also getting a Chronicle fight. Is this one of those? Is there something here that you need to upgrade, like let's say Warrior of Light's Sword of Light?
Yeah, his STMR is by far the best tank weapon in the game for physical tanks.
Right.
Very, very good. Definitely farm this.
Yeah. This is one of those I'm looking just at the stats, like 206 defense plus 50% defense. Although it's two-handed though.
It's got a recipe to go one-handed or two-handed. The two-handed version is for the physical wannabe DPS tanks, like Mont, Warrior of Light, Mage.
Right,
If you want to use any of these to actually deal damage, you would go with the two-handed version for variance.
Okay. All right. And I mean, it's very interesting because even like normally these weapons are locked to giving flat stats to units, like either a specific unit or a specific series. But this sword does that too, but it also gives 500 defense to all physical tanks, which is very nice.
For Warrior of Lights, it'll be 1,000 defense because it gets some for him only. And then for all physical tanks, it'll be 500 plus 100% LB damage.
Yeah. So you like fantastic item, definitely grind it out. And you, like given the upgrades we've gotten in GL for these events, it's not even difficult to grind, so no excuse not getting it.
And also I should mention for like the budget players out there, it is a two-handed sword with 170 attack power and 100 LB damage. And there are a couple units out there who are DPS that also have the tank tag. Like I think Napi, for example, I think Esther's tank tag is only in the shift form.
Napi, Duran.
Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, so there are a couple DPS units that can actually use this as a 100% LB two-hander.
Right. I think that's pretty cool. That's actually a pretty good point. This could be like definitely a budget option, or if like your Freyheavy STMR is busy, you can use this on another sword pairing unit. I don't know. Interesting. Okay, so the last thing we have is kind of the equipment and ability updates. So I don't know, like there's a lot of stuff here, but it seems like the Ra spells are getting upgrades, right?
Yeah, basically all that really matters is all the like level 2 magic, Fyra, Icera, or Blizzra, etc. They all turn to Bolting Strike chain frames. So they're all Bolting Strike at this
That
point.
is fantastic. Wow, that's a great change actually.
It's really good for chaining. It helps.
Absolutely.
Now in JP, they didn't mention this. I'm not sure if they're skipping it. In JP, they also upgraded all the level 1 magic to like Fire, Blizzard, etc. And it gave them imperils to their own element. This is not in the news, so either they're skipping it or they didn't realize and will like whoops, copy paste it on Thursday. I guess we'll see. But
I would love that change. Like, was it 100 imperil or?
Just 100, yeah. So I mean, it's not like anything major. You could already do the green magic actual imperil spell.
Yeah.
But some units can't equip that. It's a little bit awkward. This was easier. So
yeah,
I don't see why they would skip
like
it.
Ramu has it, so yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you could, but it's nice. I mean, it will just give you more options to get that element flexibility in there, though, like to build a team because you get an Imperiler. Because I feel like that's one of the biggest things that's bothering me in the game lately is that like all the good ampers and buffers don't have their own Imperils, so you have to solve that shit situation. So yeah,
that's because you're supposed to pull for like Tulian and Reagan and Astor.
yeah, pulling my ass off for Tulian. Mm-hmm. No, but I mean, I understand why, but it's like I would rather fucking imperil with fire than I would bring a elemental breaker. Although no, that's a lie. I do like yeah, whatever. It's good. It's good that we get more options, is what I want to say.
And there is one more piece of event that I hate the way Global does this. They always hide the most important event at the bottom of the news.
Yeah.
There's a EX stage boss rush coming as well.
Oh, EX stage, is that something you had in JP or is that new?
Yes. No, it's from JP. It's at the very bottom of the Mog King news. The Earth, Fire, Water, and Wind Fiend rush.
Oh, yeah, so this is a mystery crystal event. Oh, nice. And so it's a super foe rush, as they used to call it. Are we gonna need to be using Warrior of Light here, or are we gonna be face rolling?
No, this one you can use. It is not series locked. You can use whatever series you want. You can't use a friend. The mission is for 4 units or less, and you've got to fight all 4 of the fiends in a row. You know, 1 stage apiece. You know, Tiamat, Kraken, Lich, and Marilith. And yeah, it's not super hard, but it can be a little tricky because they're a little bulky. They can be turn 1 OTK'd. So if you're like a strong player, you'll just turn 1 OTK at all. Okay. But for like, you know, newer players or players that are more casual, you are going to have to build like a serious team that has like status immunities and a tank and a healer, a breaker, etc. So, you know, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's fun though. I mean, gearing is half the battle or half the fun of this game, like making that puzzle work. So that's going to be, but that's not coming, or is that coming? Oh yeah, Thursday. That is coming now. So that is coming now too. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Cool. Well, I mean, this is an interesting week. Also, for some reason, I just like weeks where it's like a mainline Final Fantasy, even though it's not like a game I super much love, like Final Fantasy 1. I don't really have any strong ties to it. I just enjoy that more. I don't know why. Some type of conditioned nostalgia or whatever.
I should also mention what is missing from the news is the War Mech trial is now 3 weeks late. Oh. Still missing.
We were supposed to get that. Did that have any good rewards that we should be sad about?
The same thing all the other race trials gave, killers and then killers for the next race.
Oh, okay. But it's still a trial. I would really like it. I would like to have a chance to bring my strong units. And as I heard, that's actually a pretty tricky one.
It was in JP. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty easy on Global. No, it's going to be a lot easier on Global with Esther, because Esther is like custom made to counter that trial.
Right. Yeah. It's weird that they're not releasing it given Esther's tailor-made suit, right? Like, they should release it.
I would love for them to. It'd be something fun to do instead of, you know, because on Thursday, we're going to clear this boss rush in 20 minutes. We're going to farm the event for the week, which is boring. And that's literally the entire content for the week. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a hard trial to work on during the week?
Fully agreed. It would. But let's see. I mean, maybe they're saving it for a even deader week or something. Who knows?
Cool.
Okay, well, I guess that's it, right? We didn't miss anything?
Nope. That's, for the most part, it. Pretty slow week.
Yeah, but fun. Like, I still think it's a good banner. Like, interesting banner. I really hope I get Marilith. Now you got me hyped, so I'm going to be doing dailies on this banner. I really want to bring the Voltron to DV fights. I really do.
She's pretty effective with VV.
Yeah, and I love Vivi. So hey, like let's go. All right, thanks for chilling, Sinzar.
See you next time.
See ya.